Danny Alvarez in Detroit here with WBC super featherweight champ Alycia Baumgardner. Champ, how you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling ready.
Appreciate you allowing me into camp right before the big fight. Very much anticipated. The announcement came and it took like forever for a date. How anxious are you to step into the ring?
Man, I'm ready. This is my nature. This is what I do. This is what I do for a living. So I'm more than excited. You know, this is the fight that I wanted, and it's here now. So game time.
There's been a lot of trash talk between the both of you leading up to this fight. I gotta know, have you seen the most recent interview with Mikaela and Brian Custer?
I think I seen him on Twitter.
Okay.
But I just be scrolling past her shit because she, at this point, she just talking just to talk. She got to build herself up for this fight and make herself sound good. So I just feel like whatever with it.
So in the interview, she says that, you know, her career has progressed naturally and that for you, it's kind of happened all out of nowhere. And that the offer that you've received from her apparently has you tripping because you ain't never seen that type of money before. Just your thoughts on not just that, but like everything, Twitter, her saying you're training in her town and you can't be, you know, in Colorado or whatever. Just your thoughts on everything.
Listen, this girl she's arrogant for one. She's been spoiled, so she don't know what humble means, right? And for her to think that I just came out the woodwork is funny, it's comical, because I've been grinding to the motherfucking top for a hot ass minute. I just haven't had the spotlight. And that's fine with me because the story is just sweeter, because who is Alycia Baumgardner? And I obviously showed who I was in the Terry Harper fight for the ones that didn't know, and still continue to show. So the comments about the money, I don't have an issue with money. I have endorsements. I'm a model. I'm a Tom Ford model. I'm an Adidas athlete. I just signed with Octagon, new sports agency. So all the money is not no issue at all. So for her to use this narrative with that is funny. And to be in her city, girl, bye. I went to Colorado because I can go to Colorado. And I got the work that I needed and I left. And another thing is my trainer is like, that's his second home. So he's like, come to Colorado. I'm like, bet. Great sparring, great work, and then came back to finish here in the D.
So finding work out there wasn't, because I heard that.
No.
Okay.
Listen, when you plugged in, you plugged in. When you know, you know. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
And everybody that I sparred fought her, so that should tell you something.
Now, in that interview with Brian Custer, she stated how obviously the Terry Harper knockout caught the attention of a lot of people, but how you believe that you'll knock her out, she says, but she's like, how's she gonna knock me out when she's not a pressure fighter? She's not gonna be able to get those shots off. Do you believe that you're one-dimensional how she feels you are with the boxing and that you're more of a counterpuncher?
Listen, not a lot of people have seen me fight. You know, they haven't seen me in these top caliber fights. And so when you see me, you have to make adjustments. I have it all. I check all the boxes. So for her to have this one mindset that I'm just a one-dimensional fighter is completely wrong. But I'm gonna let her think that, because come fight night, she's gonna understand that she in there with a dog and that she's never been in there. She can't make adjustments on her own. She depends on her coach to make these adjustments for her. That's how I know she's not technique. Her technique is not as good as mine. Her skill level is not as good as mine. So we'll see.
Now, in regards to that, what is it that Mikaela brings that you feel will have you making adjustments come fight night?
Just anything. Like, I know if she comes forward, you know, I make the adjustment with that. Listen, like I said, I would dog walk her, so I'm gonna make her do what I want to do.
Where's the shirt at, champ? You know, that was very creative. I gotta give you that. It was very creative. Whose idea was that?
It was my idea. It's just a reminder what I'm gonna do to this girl. She has no idea who she's in the ring with. Like, I want you to think that I'm a nobody and that I didn't do nothing till I was 27. Like, my record speaks for itself. My resume speaks for itself. And that's how I know you don't do your homework, because you just talking out your ass.
Now, I want to ask about Choi, because I feel most people thought that was next for you, and then Mikaela. Mikaela claims that she even tried to make the Choi fight for herself and that Choi didn't want to make that fight. What was the issue with the Choi fight for you?
So with Choi, you know, she was signed with Matchroom, so I would have got that fight before Mikaela, right? So this made sense for me to fight her, then fight Mikaela for the undisputed. Like, that's what we wanted. It didn't happen. Again, the sanctioning fees, however that shit works, I don't really get too in depth with it, but it just didn't work. We asked, we offered. I even talked to her own manager, like when I seen him in New York. And at this point, it was just excuses. I'm like, you know what? I'm still gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna train. We got the offer to fight Mikaela, and I'm like, bet.
So after September 10th, is that something that you are looking to pursue?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Again, my goal is to be undisputed at 130, whatever that looks like and whatever that takes for me to get there, I will do, and I will be successful at that.
Is making 30 an issue for you?
Nope.
Nah, champ, you look in shape. I'm just asking because you know there's a lot of names at 35.
Yeah, no, listen, after 30, I'm moving up to 35. So weight is not an issue. This is a lifestyle for me. This is what people have to understand. I've been doing this since 8 years old, and this is my lifestyle. So I take it very serious. I make sure my weight's good. I make sure that everything is on point.
Speaking of lifestyle, are you plant-based, vegan, or?
I'm a vegan. I eat what I want.
You just do your thing?
Yeah. So, but for the most part, though, I'm focused on my fruits and my vegetables. I love me some lamb chops. I'm gonna eat some lamb chops every day.
I love to hear it. I don't know why I thought you were plant-based.
I was. I mean, I tell people I'm plant-based. I mean, I'm not heavy on meat like that.
Okay.
But yeah, mostly plant-based though. It's gonna get you together.
Okay.
Mind, body, and soul.
Now, obviously, now you've made the transition from Colorado back to Detroit here to close out camp. Talk to us. What is these last few weeks like for you before heading to London?
Yeah, no. So coming back to Detroit is just, it gives me back that home feeling. It puts me back to that grind, that grit. I don't gotta be in no nice gym. I can be in a gym with the ceiling leaking. You know what I'm saying? These are my upbringings. This is how I came, and just to have my family here support me, my gym family support me. I just wanted to come back, finish strong here. I'm feeling great. Like the work that I was getting there and coming back here and putting the work in the ring, it's telling. Like, this girl's in shape. She's ready to go, and she would be undisputed unified champion.
Now, I know you're going halfway across the world, but in a weird way, does it feel like a hometown fight since you've had your last couple fights out there? You became champion out there. Is it at least something familiar for you at this point?
Absolutely. It's like a welcome. It's like a welcome back. You know, it's my third time going over there. The UK fans love me. They're familiar with me, so they're excited just to see this big women's card. But the fact that I'm going back over there, it's like my backyard now. She's the foreigner, so.
She claims, it's her card. She chose to make it co-main event on that card, and that she had the option.
Listen,
that you guys had the option to go a week prior, and that Mikaela chose not to, because she wanted to do it for women's boxing.
Listen, we know Mikaela can't sell a fight. We know Mikaela can't sell tickets. People are not calling people like Mikaela fighting. No, hell no. They're coming to see me. That's just that. And the fact that on the business side of it, they had to put two cards together. It just made sense for them. So for her to say she had that type of pull, you didn't. Because if that was the case, you would have demanded you have a main event card in the States at that. Because you an ESPN girl, you've been on there for a hot minute. So that tells me you ain't got no type of pull, and they not even fucking with you like that.
Champ, before I let you go, I do got a couple questions from the people.
All right.
I got Ruin 504 New Orleans. He says, do you think your prediction on stopping Mayer is realistic?
Absolutely. It's boxing. It's boxing. It takes one punch, okay? And that's what I know.
We got James Valdez in San Antonio that says, how do you feel about having kids, your kids specifically, in boxing?
I love it. I think future tense, the fact that my kids can say their mother was a world champion is amazing. Like, I was just thinking this yesterday. I'm like, that's so dope.
Right.
And whatever my kids want to do, but my baby's going to be athletes for sure. So.
We got our very own Brandon Lenz in Houston that says, damn, yeah, at any point after your win over Terry Harper, did you look at the replay and feel like the ref robbed you of a highlight? That probably might sound a bit selfish, but boxing is a brutal sport. So was there any part of you that wanted to finish her off with another combo?
Absolutely. I mean, you seen that hook. That hook was coming to finish her. The ref stepped in right at the right moment. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to get people hurt in the sport, but it is a hurt business. So, we still got to finish what we got to do.
We got Mr. that says, after May, are there any talks for you to headline or be the co-main for a big card in the U.S., maybe for Undisputed at 130?
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, my path, my journey is bright. And I can see myself being a main event card, being on a Canelo undercard as a co-main event. So these are the fights that we want, and these are the fights that are going to get me there. And with this fight coming up, I'm going to make a statement. And so this is going to be telling for the whole world.
How many more fights do you have with Eddie?
We have 2 more fights.
Including September 10th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then we have, last but not least, we got Mike that says, the state of women's boxing is definitely getting bigger and better. I think women's boxing has been making better matchups at the top. How do you feel about the current state?
It's good. You know, it's progressing. I think this card really kind of progresses more because you'll see caliber fights. You'll see the best versus the best, the elite athletes, especially in the women's game. You don't really see that much. You see pieces, you know, you see a Clarissa, you see a Katie, Amanda, but now you're seeing more than that. And so I think that's great for the sport.
I mean, obviously not your weight class, but just thoughts on Senicia signing to somebody like Top Rank, and, you know, just another big name fighter on a big network.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think, you know, Golden Boy wasn't really pushing her. She kind of made that obvious. So for her to go to Top Rank, you know, that's going to, you know, progress her profile as a fighter. And again, keep putting women on the top.
Champ, last but not least, prediction for the main event, September 10th, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall.
I see a knockout.
From?
Unknown. It's a great fight, but I definitely see a knockout.
Champ, appreciate you. Cannot wait till September 10th.
I cannot wait either. Thank you, Boxing Voice, as always, for having your girl on.
What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.